her biggest problem, county public records show there's a lien on the panels attached to her Port St. Lucie home. And when Bybee tried to sell, she says a realtor told her the panels could make it nearly impossible to close a deal unless a buyer agreed to take over.
Today, we're talking about homeowners stuck in bad solar panel contracts. It's more common than you'd think. I've handled plenty of real estate deals and helped people with solar issues. So let's get into it.
To say their expectation of lower energy bills was not met after buying solar panels.
The Port St. Lucie families are still paying FPL power bills and now face staggering monthly payments. On top of that, a situation they're locked into for 25 years.
So these families, they both came to our Let's Hear It event looking for help.
It's been a whirlwind for Mike Shop, staring at a roof full of frustration.
Yeah, and now that I'm looking at them again, they just washed them and they're supposed to be shiny and glimmery.
We first met him and his wife Judy at our Let's Hear It event in Port St. Lucie.
And that was the salesperson.
Looking for answers about the solar panels they bought in 2022.
They're right there.
Shop says it started with a door-to-door sales pitch from a Utah-based solar panel installation company, Lumio, which court records show was formerly known as Atlantic Key Energy. Though the contract says Atlantic Key Energy makes no guarantees, court records show was formerly known as Atlantic Key Energy. Though the contract says Atlantic Key Energy makes no guarantees, representations, or warranties regarding expected utility rate increases, Shop says he expected fixed lower energy bills.
Electricity wasn't getting any cheaper down here.
Most solar panel companies won't be around if something goes wrong with your system later. And if they leave permits open, good luck getting them closed. Unless they're done the moment the panels are installed and inspected.
Buying the panels, the shops are still paying monthly electric bills.
Sometimes $90 to $100 a month.
And now on top, the shops are paying an additional $168 a month on a nearly $42,000 solar loan they're locked into for 25 years, pushing their monthly costs up by as much as 73%.
Senior citizens, fixed income. We just don't have a money tree out back.
And he's not alone.
I'm just stuck.
The same day the shops came to our Let's Hear It, Jane Bybee showed up. A different solar company, but nearly the same sales pitch.
It was a door-to-door sale, and they really pushed the fact that the electric company was going to raise their rates.
Documents Bybee brought show she signed a 25-year contract with Texas-based installation company Sonova in 2023, locking her into payments starting at about $127 a month and climbing steadily each year to more than $250 monthly, with electric bills on top.
It should be a lot less.
But her biggest problem, county public records show there's a lien on the panels attached to her Port St. Lucie home. And when Bybee tried to sell, she says a realtor told her the panels could make it nearly impossible to close a deal unless a buyer agreed to take over her loan.
When the owners pass away, whoever inherits that property is going to take a big hit. Look, you have to read every single detail in those contracts. If we ever sign one, we never, ever lease. Not once, not ever. The buyer also has to be approved for that loan. So you need a buyer who's approved for more than the property's appraised value. Solar panels won't add value. They just won't. You have to hope the next person wants them and can afford them. Plus, every year those panels age, they produce less and less power. It's a mess. This industry really needs regulation. The salespeople should have licenses because they're tricking people into serious financial trouble. I've made a lot of videos about solar panels. As a real estate agent, when I hear a house has them, I cringe. I know it'll be a tough sale. People think solar panels will raise their home's value because they're supposed to lower electric bills. But they don't always help with that. And your insurance company can hit you hard if the panels aren't installed or permitted correctly. You're basically putting a bunch of holes in your roof. Then it acts like a giant kite, pushing back and forth every time the wind blows.
Felt like, boom, just hit right in the face.
Both families say they haven't been able to get any answers from the installation companies.
I can't contact anybody.
What brought you to us?
I was hoping that a third party would understand and listen.
So I started digging. Court records I found show Lumio and Sonova both filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Boom! Right there. They've dissolved. And when it comes to your problems, those will disappear too. They know they'll get sued for a lot of this, so they keep changing names, dissolving, and starting right back up. It's just like pool companies. They run the business into the ground, dissolve it, then pop up with a new name and the same list of clients.
Lumio in 2024, reporting hundreds of millions in estimated liabilities. Sonova in 2025, more than $10.5 billion owed.
I would say that's pretty standard in what we're seeing.
Consumer protection attorney Amy Judkins hasn't reviewed Shop or Bybee's contracts, but says she hears all the time from her clients, solar panel installation companies in general, promising little to no power bills that never materialize.
I'm probably get a phone call near daily from somebody who needs legal advice on a solar issue.
Then she says many of those companies later file for bankruptcy.
Now, those contracts are designed to protect the solar company, not you. Count on it.
Court records I reviewed show as of January, 15 solar installation companies have filed for bankruptcy since 2022.
And once the company goes bankrupt, you no longer have an entity that you can seek legal recourse through.
And that's a problem because Judkins says many contracts promise long-term protection.
Solar panels come with a 25-year production warranty.
Judkins says when companies collapse, the warranty can disappear, but the loan doesn't.
Their installer's gone bankrupt. They've got panels that don't work. They're still paying incredibly high power bills.
If you have an open permit for that solar panel system, maybe it wasn't closed out or there's a payment issue, closing that permit can be really difficult, especially if the original company is no longer in business. When the business is gone and there's no licensed person left to handle it, you're in a tough spot. It's a terrible situation, and good luck dealing with it. It's going to be very painful.
In this class action lawsuit filed against Lumio Holdings and Atlantic Key Energy, the lead plaintiff, a Florida woman, claims the defendants, in systemic, continuous, and repetitive conduct, materially breached the terms of the agreement by failing to install solar energy systems that are operable and produce energy, alleging thousands of homeowners have been duped into signing expensive solar contracts under the belief they would be saving money on their monthly energy costs. In their answer to the complaint, attorneys for Lumio pushed back, denying the allegations, saying the complaint contains mischaracterizations and conclusory allegations. Court records show Atlantic Key Energy never responded to that lawsuit, and the complaint alleges the company dissolved soon after the lawsuit was filed.
I want to smack myself upside the head a bunch of times for doing it, but the guy made it sound so good I couldn't refuse.
I think that unfortunately there are a large number of elderly people that are victimized by these practices.
That's the heart of this class action lawsuit filed against Sonova, alleging the company routinely engaged in predatory business practices against disadvantaged homeowners, citing more than 1,500 complaints claiming deceptive practices, including targeting the elderly.
For certain installation companies, we've seen sales scripts, sales videos on how you train door-to-door salesmen and how to identify homes that would likely have elderly.
What they're doing would never be allowed for a real estate agent or a realtor. And if someone tries to sell you something from a scooter, like these guys do, there's a reason they act like vultures. It's all about high margins and big commissions. They're making 50 to 100% profit on each one.
This motion to dismiss, Sonova's attorneys pushed back, arguing no factual statements were false or misleading when made. A judge later agreed to dismiss the lawsuit against Sonova.
Devastating when you're my age.
I reached out to attorneys for Sonova and Lumio. Attorneys for both companies declined to comment.
Wanted to address some of these concerns?
I tried reaching the company's CEOs by email and phone.
I'd love to get your side of the story.
Again?
Just wanted to check
And
in.
again.
If you can let me know either way.
And again.
Would love to hear your side of the story.
But never heard back.
Do you think there needs to be stronger oversight here in Florida?
There absolutely should be stronger oversight. And I think that there needs to be more of an investigation into the solar installation companies.
Because for Bybee and Shop, it's a storm they're still trying to weather.
That's what really gets my goat.
Like, there's nothing I can do, just devastated.
Well, Judkins.
That's the game these companies play. They show up, then disappear. They have high margins, but they're not completely unregulated. Then they work the contracts, hoping most people won't pay off their solar loans so they can take over the properties. It's like they put liens on houses at sky-high interest rates, knowing they'll never get the money back, especially with leases. So never lease them. That's the only way you'll really win. If you pay cash up front and plan to keep the system for 20 or 30 years, at year 20, you're looking at about 70 to 80% of the original output. But when you need a new roof, you have to pay to remove the panels and then pay to put them back. And that means drilling holes in a brand new roof. Most insurance companies now require a roof replacement every 15 years. If you're going to install solar, put it on a separate building like a shed or build a rack off to the side. not on your house. That's where you lose money if you put it on your house. Plus, you need to make sure the electrical work is done right. Get proper permits and inspections, because the big storage batteries and their connections can catch fire. I wanted to make this video because the news station is making a good point here, but the problem is when new news anchors research this, they don't have enough real estate knowledge to spot the scam. As a real estate agent, someone who's in the game all the time, I talk to a lot of people who've been duped. You see whole neighborhoods where one salesman got everyone. They say, I want to sell my property, but I owe $300,000 and I have a $40,000 solar loan, so that's $340,000. And the house is worth $290,000. Not many people can get out from under that. They either have to pay their way out or take a loss at closing. And few buyers want to take over someone else's loan, especially with high interest rates and needing approval for a second loan. That's all I've got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As a real estate agent, if you're looking to buy or sell on the Gulf Coast of Fort Alabama or anywhere in the country, I'd be happy to help. If I can't help you, I can find someone who can. I have a big network of agents who deal with this stuff all the time, but if you go the solar route, be prepared to read the fine print. I'd say don't do it. I don't think you'll come out ahead in the long run. A lot of municipalities are catching on and trying to stop you from making money on the power grid. The power company doesn't want this. They'll find a way to get you in the next 10 or 15 years. If they don't, the insurance companies will. That's all I have. I'll see you in the next video.